Good evening, everyone. I'm Jonathan Agnew, joining you for tonight's 20-over match.
We've got the floodlights on here and a special atmosphere is cooking up underneath them. Sitting next to me in the commentary box today is Tony Gregg. And Tony was out in the middle a few minutes ago. What's your analysis of the pitch, Tony?
Thanks, Jonathan, and good evening, everyone. This is a pretty good pitch. There won't be any great movement for the seam bowlers, but there might be just enough if they can bowl in the right place. There could be some spin from the start, but certainly later on the ball will begin to turn more. For the batsmen, if they play sensibly, there are some big scores to be had out there. This is definitely a good toss to lose.
The captains have made their way out to the middle and are about to toss the coin. This could be an important toss to win, and they're batting. Many people would have bowled first, but it could be worth the risk. The ground's beginning to fill up as the players emerge from the pavilion.
The opening bats.
Well, that's a cracking shot.
Great shot, that'll give him some confidence.
He picked the length really early there. Batsman coming back for a second. They're having a shout. Batsman played safe there.
Yes.
Batsman coming back for a second. He sent him back. What a mix-up. There's bound to be trouble here. Great stroke play. Once it's past the field on this outfield, it's a certain four. A beautifully timed shot for four. Batsman really had no answer to that ball.
Well, that's poor batting. He lost his concentration and paid for it with his wicket.
Let's have a look at the action replay. Batsman coming back for a second.
Bowling, so I think that's a bit of a lesson to be learned. Having said that, I would be the last. That was a cracking shot. He really got into position beautifully there.
This over's proving to be quite expensive.
Cricketer in Australia, you tend to be a part-time cricketer who needs to have a job. However, when you get to the top level and you're playing for Australia, then it's much of a muchness. These days, there is a lot of cricket playing, and it's a full-time occupation.
Batsmen are looking for two. Two picked up there. Well, that's a superb shot.
Great shot, that'll give him some confidence.
Four. Tremendous shot. He's gone for it, and he gets six.
Oh, lovely timing. He played that beautifully.
That's 20 in boundaries now for this batsman. That's nicely played. That'll be four more.
He lifted that way over the infield really well.
The crowd enjoyed that shot.
Shot, there's a fine example.
Timed that to perfection.
Wonderful shot, he really punished the bowler there.
He was onto that in a flash. the batsman was absolutely bamboozled by that one. It was brilliantly concealed and disguised by the bowler.
That's great cricket. He knew there wasn't a field around there, so he wasn't risky.
That's in the air, but 4 runs. He hit that over the top expertly. Beautiful placement, 4 all the way.
Absolutely effortless. He hardly seemed to hit it.
Batsmen are looking for 2.
Of those two, and a little bit of respite when he wasn't bowling. The same, of course, applies to the great West Indian combinations. The likes of Holt.
That's out. Cool. Let's have a look at the action replay. That's beautifully played. The ball coming right out of the middle of the bat. That's 4 more.
Well, that's a wonderful shot. He looks in great shape out there.
The crowd really enjoyed that one. Batsman coming back for a second. Thin edge. That's out. Ball. Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out. Let's have a look at that again. But he's mistimed that, has run away off the edge. It's gone down. He'll be disappointed not to have held on to that one.
At this level of cricket, you really cannot afford to drop catches.
Let's take a look at that from another angle. Serious pressure on new man in there. Good shot down the ground.
That was a cracking shot. He really got into position beautifully there.
It was in the air, but pretty safe. Batsman coming back for 2. Tremendous timing. That was 4 the moment it left the bat.
Oh, what can I say? He looks in top form today.
The crowd really enjoyed that one. Edge to slip. He sent him back. Let's have a look at that again. He was beaten all ends up by that one. That was a superb delivery.
I think he needs to spend a bit more time in the nets to iron out those errors in his game.
The batsman really had no answer to that.
Well, that's poor batting. He lost his concentration and paid for it with his work.
Let's look at that again. Real concentration required from the new batsman here.
Navel.
He's having some problems with his run-up out now.
That's a really good shout.
He's hit that very hard.
Well, if you want to show the kids the perfect way to play that shot, there's a fine shot. But you'd have said at that stage to myself or to any youngster, you are one day going to play Test cricket, and that would be the absolute ultimate.
Out! No, he's dropped it.
Another chance goes begging.
The bowler works really hard and finally forces the batsman into a mistake, only for the fielder to drop it.
Well, that's a superb shot. 4 more.
They had 4 runs written all over it from the moment it left his bat.
That's a real crowd pleaser.
Great shot. Beautiful placement. 4 all the way.
He might have hit that in the air, but there really was no fielder out there, so that wasn't much of a risk.
Batsmen are looking for 2. 2 picked up there. A dollar. Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out.
Well, Ward, he didn't really look like missing that one at all.
Let's have a look at that again. Another one gone. Let's have a look at that from another angle. Into the tail now. And he's got away with it.
That's a good shout.
That about wraps it up now.
Well, certainly not the longest innings ever, and certainly not the highest score in the world.
Another single off the total. Gone for more. The batsman really had no answer to that ball.
Well, he certainly wasn't out in the middle for very long.
Let's take a look at that from another angle. That brings the innings to a close. He's heading back to the pavilion rather quicker than he would have hoped.
With a target like this, the batting side need to set themselves smaller targets. Might get to 50.
Terrific shot.
The ball almost seems to accelerate over this outfield. He used the pace of the outfield perfectly. That's just the kind of shot that makes the fielding captain want to tear his hair out. Very unlucky. That was a confident shot. Great start. No runs there. So, new batsman at the crease. Great stroke play. That's just the kind of shot that makes the fielding captain put their hair out. Very unlucky. That was a very confident shot.
That's out. Caught.
Let's look at that again. Real concentration required from the new batsman here. He found the gap with precision.
Great shot. That'll give him some confidence.
The crowd really enjoyed that one.
Immaculate timing.
That was beautifully put away before.
He drifted wide and paid the price. Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out.
That was a fairly straightforward catch, but you still need to make sure.
Let's have a look at that again. New man in can't afford any lapses in concentration here. Well, that's a superb shot. That was 4 runs as soon as he hit it. That was a confident shot.
Oh, great shot.
Good placement. That will really annoy the fielding captain.
That's definitely not the right line to bowl to this batsman.
Four more.
That was beautifully put away before.
Splendid stroke. There's a fielder underneath it. And from another angle. Serious pressure on the new man in there. That's 5 off the over. That's out. Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out.
Well, that's a really long walk back when you haven't scored many runs.
Let's have a look at the action replay. New man in can't afford any lapses in concentration here. That's out. Caught. Tails exposed after that crucial breakthrough.
Great catch. It's important not to miss anything in the field at all.
Let's have a look at the action replay. Tail ender at the crease here.
Well, that's a cracking shot. Beautiful time.
That's a big hit. It's 6.
Wonderful shot. He really punished the bowler there.
Well, he's playing to the crowd now.
Let's have a look at that again. Yet again, the batsman failed to follow the ball, bouncing it out.
That went straight down the fielder's throat. The batsman will be kicking himself.
Let's look at that again. New tail-end batsman in there.
Well, that's wonderfully timed.
Fortunate to be off the mark with a boundary, but that could easily have ended with a long walk back to the pavilion for a duck. He's dropped it. He'll be disappointed not to have held on to that one. That's out. Let's take another look at that in replay. Into the tail now. The ball just runs out into the covers. What would be your greatest all-time team, Tony?
Well, that's a very difficult one.
Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball. Now he's out.
Very safely taken. Soft hands, that's what's important.
It's all over. Well, the winning team really took their chances here today, and they've been rewarded. Congratulations.